My name's Inglis, and my wife and I have retired to Rhodes. My great-grandfather was, his family arrived in in Concord West, in Wallaroy Street, Concord West actually, in the early 1900s, when he took up the position of station master at Rhodes, then transferred to the station master at Concord West. Family legend has it that he was the first station master of Concord West. So we go back a long way to the early 1900s. In those days, the harbour was very much a working harbour, and right along the Parramatta River were designated industrial areas, and access to these factories and industrial areas was by water, you know. Tugboats chugging up and down, pulling things, pulling logs and barges going up the river to the various factories. My mother started work at Burgess Paints here at Rhodes, and she was a long-term employee of Burgess Paints. She worked there until the day she retired, actually. The people of that generation, their work was their life. I mean, my mother's first husband was killed in the war in New Guinea, so she had a pretty rough life. And they'd come through the Depression, and she was one of 17, growing up as one of 17 kids in the household. They were so appreciative of having a job and having working, so they dedicated their life to where they worked, and they were very, very committed employees. In 1965, it was my first year out of school, and I started my drafting apprenticeship at Tulloch Limited here at Rhodes. Tulloch's in its prime employed over 1,000 employees. Its main line of produce in those days was rolling stock. They built the first double-decker carriages used in Sydney were built at Rhodes. It was a great place to work. There was such a variation of people there, you know, as I said. I was in here early enough to see some good times at Rhodes, and I'd like to see that carried on.